Good morning, everybody. This is Tyler's Talking Sports. If this is your first time tuning in, we're so glad to have you here. My name is Tyler Hess. On the other side of the mic, my brother from another mother, Tyler Castle. You'll meet him in a few minutes, and I think you'll like him. If this is your first time tuning in, you got to know what you're listening to. Here at Tyler's Talking Sports, we cover college football, we cover college basketball, we cover college baseball. You name it in the college world, we're talking about it. From breaking news to big games to new coaching hires to kids entering the transfer portal, we cover it all. So, if you love what you're listening to and you love this episode, be sure to find us on all major podcasting platforms. Find us on social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Be sure to give us a follow and a like there. We're also on YouTube and TikTok, but on YouTube, be sure to give us a subscribe, because when you do, that allows you to get exclusive content that nobody else gets that's not subscribed to us. When you subscribe to us on YouTube, you get exclusive access to our 10-minute episodes that we drop weekly throughout the week. Plus, our 2 episodes we drop every Monday and Thursday at 6 a.m. You're not going to want to miss any of the content we have, and we appreciate you guys being here, and we hope you enjoy the episode.
This episode is brought to you by Next Level Fitness Club in Lebanon, Virginia. 1806 East Main Street, Lebanon, Virginia, 24266. They are a 24/7 gym facility, 24/7 tanning. They also offer certified personal training and certified functional fitness classes to fit all needs. If you're in the market for a gym membership, this is a great place to hit up. Hit up Ethan, Tyler, or Jordan at any of their numbers, and check out their website at www.nextlevelfitnessclub276.com.
This episode is brought to you by Little's Lawn Care. Little's Lawn Care is the all-you-need lawn care people. You need your yard mowed, you need your leaves blowed out of your yard, you need your gutters cleaned out, contact Little's Lawn Care at 276-698-5104. Again, that number is 276-698-5104. You can text them and you can call him. His name is Brandon Little. He's an incredible person, and be sure you let him know that Tyler sent you.
And we're live! Season 3, episode 12, and then there were 4! When you hold these 4 fingers up, Hess, that means something. Shout out to Brian Long. Great guy. Great guy.
Love Brian.
Good evening. We're a day behind. Normally we put out our episodes on Monday morning, but guys, we had a crazy weekend of college basketball, and we wanted to get all the games in, give you a recap, and a look ahead to the Final Four. If this is your first time tuning in to Tyler's Talking Sports, we're glad to have you.
Yeah.
On the other side of the mic, my brother from another mother, Tyler Hess, and myself, Tyler Castle, bringing you Tyler's Talking Sports. And boy, do we have a good one. We have a good one.
I hope so.
But speaking of good ones, how's your bracket looking?
Honestly, my Final Four is pretty solid.
Pretty solid.
You know what? I'll run through that real fast here. Look at, especially on our TTS side of it, on our bracket challenge, kind of see who's looking at getting a membership and a gym and a shirt. I'm in the 64th percentile overall.
But bam!
I am 53rd in the Sunbelt Syndicate. Shout out to those guys. If you haven't listened to the
Nice.
podcast, check them out. And I'm 16th in hours, so I'm not last anymore.
Nice. He bumped out of last.
Bumped out of last.
I'm probably down there somewhere with you.
I got, as far as
I should have picked Auburn, but I didn't. I just felt something.
As far as my Final Four, I got it right. My Final Four is absolutely correct.
Nice.
Coveted Duke fan is number 1. Coach Greer's Knights is number 2. Krista Hess tied at number 3 by herself with a chance still to win it, depending on who the national championship winner is. Ethan, I'm guessing that's Ethan Compton.
Yep.
All 4 of these people that I just named, I'll pick Duke to win. H. Grove 25 has Auburn. And then I'm guessing this is one of our valued listeners and TTS on-site analyst, Jacob Compton, is at in 6th. And then Believe in Yosef. Sorry, but butchered that one. They got Florida winning. And then Smitty, Matthew Smith, he is sitting in 8th. He had Michigan State winning it all. Then Trey Bunn, valid. Good guy, knows what he's doing.
Yep.
He's got Houston winning it. He's in 8th. And then Connor Music in 9th. And then to round out your top 10 or top 11, we'll say 2006 Indiana University Redemption. They have Houston. And then Tyler Castle in 12th.
Boom.
And then Brian Long, 13th. Andy Lambert, Dylan Wall, and Tyler Hess.
There we go.
Yep.
Rounding it out.
Everybody
What a
below
group,
us.
guys.
Had some people pick St. John. Somebody picked Iowa State.
Surprised it wasn't you.
I have Florida.
That's surprising. Picking an SEC school to win it.
I have Floridia. All these, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those that I just called out have Duke. Me, Brian Long, Believe in Yosef have Florida. 1 Auburn pick and 2 Houston picks. Trey Bunn and IU Redemption.
I like the Houston pick.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, baby. But how was your weekend before we get into the college basketball
Buddy,
madness?
let me tell you, as a dad and a grown man, one of the best weekends of the year. 1, opening day weekend, baseball. 2, I got to mow the yard for the first time.
Mow the yard. That's the biggest thing.
That was huge. I mean, and right now, after this rain we've had, it looks like Augusta out there in the front yard. Best it'll look all year.
I'm going to come up there and chip here in a minute. Put some divots in the yard.
Go ahead, buddy. Please. It's got plenty. The dog's got some plenty.
Just out there, shank them.
Go ahead, please. There's one hole at the bottom. I don't know who dug it. I hit that thing going down the hill when I was mowing, and I about came completely off the mower.
One of those jars, huh?
Yeah, one of those about blew my back out.
God, it dislocated my back.
Sunday, Sunday laid back, took it easy. Went outside a little bit, just got some fresh air when it wasn't raining. Hung out with the daughter for a while. Had a daddy-daughter day, pretty much.
Nice.
What about you, bud?
It was good. I traveled this weekend. Went down to Oak Ridge on Saturday. Lifted at Armor Gym. Very nice gym.
No free shout-outs.
No free shout-outs, though. Nope. Only shout-out Next Level Fitness Club. Non-biased. But, yeah, it was good. It was nice atmosphere. I went to go walk, because I'm trying to get my steps in every day. Got rained out. Got about half a mile in. It started raining, so I had to get home. Didn't get to finish my walk.
Didn't know you couldn't walk in the rain.
Got steps in yesterday, though. Got my full mile in. I got my Stepmaster over here. Can't see it, but got my steps in yesterday because it, tried to start raining again. Got a little cold.
Speaking of steps, before we go any farther, guys, if you need to get those steps in and you need a place to go, Next Level Fitness Club, 24/7 gym facility here in Lebanon, Virginia.
Plug.
They have the places to get your steps in. They have a Stairmaster. They have 2 Stairmasters. They have 4 treadmills. They have
6. 7, actually.
7. 7 treadmills?
Yeah, 7 treadmills. You gonna test me?
2, 4, 6 in the front. Where's the 7th one?
7th one's right next to the elliptical. There's another one over there.
Nobody uses that one.
It's still 7.
It's there for parts.
It's there. It's a Nordic track. It's there. It's not plugged in because nobody uses it.
Not usable.
It's usable. Works fine if you plug it in.
Okay. Anyway, continue, bud.
7. That's about it. I mean, kind of relaxing weekend. Very nice.
Very relaxing weekend.
Yeah, had a great time down in Knoxville. Yeah, in case y'all don't know, Oak Ridge is right past Knoxville.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
One more thing I want to throw out this plug, kind of, sort of. Lebanon Little League opens up this Saturday. First time, I think I told you this morning. First time since my son's been playing. That looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. 84.
Yeah, 84.
They're having a parade through town that morning to introduce the Little Leaguers. And guys, if you don't got nothing to do, maybe there's going to be food trucks and stuff there at the town and down at the Glade, all this stuff. If y'all got nothing to do, walk down, get your steps in at the ball field, check out those kids. Means a lot to them when they see a bunch of people out there thinking they're major leaguers out there. So if you don't got nothing to do, head down to the Glade in Lebanon, Virginia. Town Field in Lebanon. Also, Honeacre's having their opening day as well. So if you're over that way, head to Honeacre. Watch a game or two. Get you some popcorn, get you a hot dog.
Watch some baseball.
Support that youth.
That's right. The high school started off, too.
Yeah, high school started off. Yep. Big win last week against Tennessee High.
Huge win. That's a big one. A big one. But yeah, speaking of big wins, you ready to get down to the Elite 8 breakdown this past weekend? And I am not. How about that? Oh. I'm just not going to do it.
Oh.
Because Tennessee gets routed by Houston 50-69. Tennessee, they broke records in this game, Hez. Did you know that?
They broke records.
They broke a record in this game. Are you ready for this record?
I am.
They scored 15 points. Yeah, scored 15 points in the first half. That's the lowest ever recorded in tournament history.
Wow.
By 2 seed. Well, actually, by any seed, I think.
If they could have actually scored, maybe.
Previous was 16 points by Michigan State, and there was another team.
If they could have just matched that second half, you would have had a ball game.
Would have had a great game. Just when you shoot like 3 for 23 from the field in the first half, it's kind of hard to win. Everybody was ice cold. And shout out to Houston's defense. I'll give them that.
Yep.
Their defense was on lock, but still, Tennessee had wide open looks. I mean, from three, but they kept settling for the threes, and that's what was driving me crazy. I think Lanier started. What I tell you, one for 7.
Your whole team was only one that made more than one shot was Gainey in the first half.
Yeah, Gainey had. I think at one point Gainey had 14 points. The rest of the team had 17.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad. It was just the worst time to go cold, and of course, any Tennessee fans out there know that if it's a potential chance to do something they've never done before, might choke.
Yep,
might do it,
and
they did. I think their championship was against Kentucky. I'm gonna say that. I think they were really amped up, looking forward to that game, getting revenge. They beat them twice.
I think
so coming in there that third time, I think that was their championship. But shout out to Meshack, shout out to Zakai Ziegler. I mean, I don't know if you listen to any of the post game stuff after that, but they just, great guys. Played their heart out, gave their all for Tennessee. So
I mean,
GDO till I die.
To me, here I'm going to say that this is, and I don't ever say this because I love this guy, but I'm putting 100% of the blame on Rick Barnes and this one. I feel like Tennessee came out dead. I feel like they came out overlooked. Houston, like a lot of people have this year. A lot of people, didn't really. A lot of people had Houston being the only number 1 seed to be beat. I think that I look at that first half as coaching. I don't really look at that as players. I really think they could have been some better pregame stuff to kind of get them amped up for that game. I feel like they came in dead. They didn't look like they belonged there, which has not been Tennessee all year. So I put 100% of the blame on Rick Barnes in this one. I mean, he made great halftime adjustments. Don't get me wrong.
He made great halftime adjustments, but like I told you, I think they should have went to full court press with like 10 minutes to go in the first half at least.
Yeah.
Because that full court, if you get Houston out of rhythm,
mm-hmm.
it messes, or their tempo, it messes them up completely. We saw that in the second half.
Well,
and they just did not do that none the first half and just scattered everywhere.
With Houston, though, most of the year they've been very good at adjusting to tempo. I just think the defensive pressure, I wouldn't say so much as tempo is the word. I think defensive pressure, being physical with them, that seemed to be more just dismantling to them than so much them playing fast or playing slow.
And this isn't to take any credit away from Houston. This is their 17th straight win.
Yeah, I mean, they're...
Or 16th?
Yeah.
17th or 16th straight win. So this team's hot. Tennessee was on a roll there, I felt like, though. I really did. I told Hess I felt this game was going to be like a 3 or 4 point game. And if they played like they did in the second half, we would have probably saw a 2 point game, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's just, it happens, guys. You get cold at the wrong time, and unfortunately it was my team this time. But that's how the dice roll sometimes. Chaz Lanier did finish. I was going to say this. He did finish with 17 points, 4 of 18 shooting. Just absolutely horrid. And then LJ Cryer tore up Tennessee. But what's that one kid? Kept hitting the threes. Sharp.
Yes, Sharp, yeah.
He's a sharp shooter. I'll tell you that. I was pretty mad at that kid because Tennessee had a chance there that looked like they were easing back into the game, and he come down and hit 2 threes back to back, and that sealed it.
Before we move on, I do keep receipts on things, and when we were making the bracket, and then there was some stuff throughout the season I was saying about Houston that I'm going to call out the person because I just don't want to get nothing started, but there was one listener who said that Houston be lucky to make it through the Sweet 16, and Houston's overrated like Iowa State, because Houston was one of the teams that I was talking about with Iowa State earlier in the season, and Purdue. Purdue was in that list for me, but Houston was one I was really bad. Like, hey, watch out for Houston, watch out for Houston. This person kept coming and saying they're overrated, they don't belong, they're not a top 4 team. So to that person, you know who you are. They're in the Final Four, and they just dismantled one of the best teams in the country. So
they're in the Final Four. Another 1 seed in the Final Four. We'll get into that here in just a second.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to talk about on this one, or move on?
We have some breaking news since this is Friday or Monday evening. We have breaking news out of the MLB. This hurts me. Braves outfielder Jackson Profar has been suspended 80 games for punished for violating the MLB's PED policy. So Jackson Profar is out in a big series coming up for against the Dodgers. Are starting
tonight, right?
Yep, starting tonight. He is now suspended 80 games for PED use.
Shoot,
that hurts.
That does hurt big time. I don't know what's going on in Braves right now. 0-4 start. Hess did make a good point, though. If you're a Braves fan, the year they won it, was that 2021?
Yep.
The year they won it, they start out 0-4. So still a lot of season left. I wouldn't panic just yet. Don't hit the panic alarm just yet. But you do need to start getting some of these dubs because you don't want to go get swept by the Dodgers and then come back home 0-7. So,
I mean, he was the only player pretty much in the Padres series that was making plays and hitting the ball that well. That hurt. That I'm not going to lie. That one that's also the first in my time that I remember of a Braves player being suspended for PEDs. So
that's a long time, actually.
I don't ever remember if somebody had actually. Jordan Schaefer was suspended in 2002, but he was on a minor league team. So
that's 23 years ago.
Yeah, so
that's a minute.
Should have never went and got them. The Padres knew what they were doing when they let him go. They knew he was on PEDs and got rid of him.
Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. Most teams know stuff that they won't mention in the deal. So
that hurts.
But, just wrap Tennessee, Houston up. Great season, again, for Tennessee. Made it back-to-back years, Elite Eight. Still looking for that Final Four appearance. I think they'll get it eventually if Rick Barnes. Had been some rumors that Rick Barnes might not return, but he said he loves the game. I don't see him going anywhere. But we'll see. I
did see that he did. He confirmed before this game he was coming back, but I have seen a lot of those.
I've seen some rumors.
Waverly Vols fans saying if he's thinking about going, he might as well go because they're pretty upset with him right now. But that's the.
I'm not
Fairweather Vols fans.
Yeah, we made Elite Eight, guys. Many teams would love to be there. He made it to the Final Eight. Just saying. Houston moves on.
Yep.
All right. Next up here, we got Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, number 3 seed, playing the Florida Gators.
Yep.
Number 1 seed. Yes. Something about those 1 seeds this past weekend.
Yep.
Florida wins 84-79 on a comeback.
Yes.
They were down by 11 with about 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes, something like that. It was not much time. Yeah, Walter Clayton just went off, took over the game. As he's done all season, I've been high on this kid, and now that my balls are out, I can cheer for him. Just him, not the Gators, just Walter Clayton, because I think he'll be really good in the NBA. Solid win, way to come back. We predicted Florida. Me and you both predicted Florida to be here, so no surprise here.
Good choke effort by Texas Tech.
Yeah, they had them.
Yeah,
Texas Tech had that game.
Yes, they did.
And I told y'all before this tournament, like a week before, I told y'all Texas Tech was the hottest team in college basketball.
Yeah. And
they were. They should have beat Florida.
They should have.
They should have held on, and they would be in the Final Four.
Yep. Which kind of concerns me with Florida. I know they found a way to win. We said it. Great teams find a way to win.
Past couple games, yeah. A little slow start. I say slow start, and they still put up 40 in the first half. But it's a slow start for Florida, perspective.
Yeah.
And somebody, Clayton, he ain't going to keep dropping, in my opinion. He's not going to keep dropping 30 points a game. If they run into Duke in the Natty, if that ends up happening, I don't think he's going to drop 30. And I think that's a problem. Somebody else is going to have to step up.
Yeah.
We'll see, though.
We will see. I was looking at that bracket to kind of see who they'd be playing.
Would you like to tell our listeners again where he came from, Hess?
Iona.
Rick Pitino. Yep. One of the best guards in the league, in my opinion.
He's definitely up there.
Shot 50%.
He did. He put the team on his back and got him back in that one. And without him, Florida don't win that game.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. Darren Williams did have a great game for Texas Tech.
Great season.
23 points.
Great season.
Also shot 50% from the field.
Yeah.
It looked like Texas Tech just ran out of gas. Once Walter Clayton just started, running over, hitting threes with guys in his face. If I drop my can here, just because I was thinking about Walter Clayton shooting, man, just how crazy it was.
Yeah.
Hats off to Florida, man. Hats off.
Great season.
Final Four.
Yeah.
This is their second time in the Final Four?
No,
it's been more than that.
They won back to back, and
I was thinking about Alabama. Alabama's been one time.
Yeah, they won back to back in the Joakim Noah era.
That's right.
Yeah, so
that's right. Yeah, Florida has been
Billy
here,
Donovan.
It's been a minute though, right?
They have been here since Billy Donovan.
That's mid 2000s.
Yeah, that was Joakim Noah, all that team they had.
So. Billy Donovan, don't he coach in the NBA now?
Yeah,
still? I don't know. I don't keep up the NBA anymore. He was.
I think he's at the Bulls.
Is he still with Thunder? Oh
no, he's on the Bulls.
Wasn't he on the Thunder there? For
he
a
was.
while?
That's where he went.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
I don't keep up the NBA, guys.
Nope.
Sorry. Do not question me on that.
Next big matchup. Talking about a team that kind of ran out of gas, but also found a brick wall in their team. This was the Michigan State Auburn game. Auburn ended up winning this one, another number 1 seed, winning 70-64 over Michigan State. Michigan State, they ain't killed them in this one. They don't have nobody make a three. And they really needed some three-pointers in that second half, and they just couldn't get it. Broome went down with an injury. It looked really bad there. They were saying shoulder, elbow, knee, ankle, all in one little fall there. But he came back as soon as he came out of the locker room, came back and finished off the game for Auburn. if Auburn plays any of these other teams in this Elite Eight, I don't think they win. I think they found the team that they was able to, because Michigan State couldn't shoot the three. I think they lose to Bama. I think they lose to Duke. I think they lose to Texas Tech. I think they lose to Florida.
I don't think they lose to Tennessee.
If Tennessee shot that way, Tennessee lose to everybody.
They'd lose anybody.
Yeah, but I think Auburn had the perfect storm there for them in this one, and they were able to play the defense they played all year because all they had to do was really just keep them out of the paint. Jackson Kohler, that kid played with incredible heart, determination. He was doing everything he could for Michigan State. Michigan State's depth was really keeping them in that game, was something we talked about all year. They had a really deep bench. And Tom Izzo, just being who he is, I mean, he can just – it seems like a player that's average on most teams comes to his team and turns into a great or good player.
Absolutely.
Auburn, this probably surprises me more than anything. We had them on our TTS bracket here. We had them going out in the second round of Creighton.
I thought it happened, honestly, the way they were playing at the end of the season.
So to me, this is probably the most surprising outside of the Texas Tech making it this far for Auburn. What do you think?
I mean, as far as like surprising,
or just
I think Arkansas was a very big surprise.
Yeah.
Iowa State losing early. Mm-hmm. I mean, that shocked a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we kind of said that. Didn't really see it, but a lot of brackets had them going pretty far, so I think that was a big one. Huge one, St. John's. I thought they'd be somewhere right in here. So that was another large one. But Michigan State actually kind of surprised me. I'm not going to lie. They finished season 30-7, so nothing terrible there. They lost by 6 here to Auburn. Again, close game.
Yeah.
Great coach, good team. But this is kind of where I should have picked Auburn here, but just something in my gut told me go with Michigan State because we never see all one seeds. It just doesn't happen.
Well, when you look at it, I mean, based off what we had, we didn't think Auburn would be here. And you look at who they possibly could have been matching up with. They could have been matching up with A&M, Creighton, Michigan.
A&M's another team. Yeah,
Michigan was a team that could have been here. Like, we just didn't have Auburn making it this far. And if you look at it outside, I mean, Auburn has the three-point shooters that Profar or whatever he's probably not Profar. I'm thinking of Jerks and Profar, but you know who I'm talking about. The freshman they got, he can shoot the three. And I mean, Michigan State really needed somebody to drop some threes for him, and they just didn't have it in this game.
Just didn't have a shooter. Yeah.
And
Broome finished up with 25 points. 10
great,
13 shooting.
Great game. I mean, he was out for like 5-6 minutes in that second half.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
that's impressive. Auburn's going to be tough. They're all going to be tough now. Let's just be honest. It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be very interesting. The next game here, though, I honestly didn't see it being this score.
No.
And then we're talking about the Duke-Alabama game here, guys. And to all the Duke fans, I know it was hard for you guys to pull against Alabama since you cheer for them in football, but I didn't see this coming.
Drop the Bama football joke. I didn't see this coming either. That's why I turned on my Duke Blue. In case y'all know, I'm a Duke fan.
Oh.
That's why I had it on just for this pod. It's either Kentucky or Duke, and I didn't want to pick the best team in college basketball ever, so I just picked Duke. The second best.
You could almost say Duke's the third best. You throw UCLA in there.
You could probably throw UNC in there too.
They're a little bit better than UNC overall, but about even.
Can't wait to see him come swarm me on that one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
I thought this was interesting. Duke's great D sends Blue Devils to their 18th Final Four win with the 85-65 win over Alabama. Defense. We're not talking about the offense.
Nope. And
defense. That's the truth.
That's one thing that we talked a lot about in Duke throughout the year. It was we knew they could score. We questioned the defense based off of who they played. And to anybody who says we were wrong in that assumption, tell me how many ACC teams made it past the second round.
Yeah. We said Duke's the best team in ACC.
Yeah. And the defense, I mean, part of me wants to sit here and say Bama shot their last shot in the game prior.
Yeah, when they made 25 threes.
NCAA record 25 threes in a game. Sears not being the leading scorer here, that's huge.
That's huge.
Duke had a great game plan. Shire, tip cap to him for being able to shut down Sears. Not seeing Cooper Flag score, that was one thing I stated a couple times was like, if Duke's going to make a tournament run, it doesn't need to be Cooper. It doesn't need to be Cooper Flag every game. Granted, I think Cooper Flagg still finished with like 18, 19 points, but Con Knipple finished with 21 points. He was 6 for 15 from the field, 7 for 7 for free throws. Those are always key. LeBaron? Falon. I like that. LeBaron Falon. Yeah. Is he French?
What do you want? A filet? Yeah, I'll take a filet mignon.
Yeah. He had 16 points to lead Alabama. He was 4 for 9 from the field, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. Yeah, I mean, that little line there, the defense of Duke, that was the key in this one, absolutely.
Duke never really struggled in this game.
They did.
About a 9-10 point game the entire game, and then they just pulled away there late. But, 85-65 win. And guys, I know we bag on Duke, but Hess and I both have said they're a national championship team.
Yes.
So just want to clarify that. And in my bracket, I had them winning the whole thing. So they're here. They've made it here. They are the best team in the ACC. They're, in my opinion, the only team right now in the ACC. That'll probably be next year too. Honestly.
Watch out for SMU.
Maybe.
SMU, North Carolina should get things straightened back out. Louisville will be second year with this coach. Look what he did with them this year. Clemson's losing everybody. Wake Forest won't have much. NC State bringing Will Wade in. That'll be huge.
That'd be big.
Florida State, I feel like they'll jump back in.
But what I'm getting at is I still think it's Duke's season to lose if they want to lose it.
I don't think I think Syracuse, watch out for them with Melo's son next year. ACC Player of the Year. Go ahead and call it.
You calling it right now?
Yep. Definitely Freshman of the Year. We'll call it that way.
What if Cooper Flagg comes back? I know it won't be ACC Freshman of the Year, but I'm just saying.
Anthony.
What if Cooper Flagg comes back next year?
I mean, it'd be great. It'd be great for college basketball. It'd be great for Duke. I think Cooper Flagg comes back, they return pretty much all this team. I think Cooper Flagg leaves, they lose about everybody.
I don't know if they'll lose everybody. Which I think they got, I think Proctor maybe is a senior. Maybe. He's been there a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to reach out to our analyst. I'm sure he'll know all the.
He'll let us know very shortly.
He'll let us know here shortly.
But yeah,
great win.
Yeah, great win.
Duke's moving on to Final Four, right where we had them. So yeah, nothing surprising there. Moving on.
Yeah,
That's the wrap up.
Before we move on, the Elite Eight guys, you know who's in the Final Four. I wanted to state this because I thought this was really interesting. We will have a coach win his first ever national title this year. Kelvin Sampson, he's been coaching for 32 seasons. He was actually at his first head coaching job the year that John Shire was born. But this is his 32nd season. Bruce Pearl, this is his 21st season. Todd Golden, fun fact about him, his first ever job was to be the director of analysts under Bruce Pearl at Auburn. He's the head coach at Florida. He's going for his first ever title. And John Shire, in his third season, he'll go for his first ever title as a head coach. You don't remember, he did win a national title as a player. That's pretty cool. I think that's really interesting to see something like that. I'm disappointed that it's all one seeds.
Would that be a first? A player and then as a coach for the same team?
Probably for the same team, but I don't know if it's a first overall because there's a lot of coaches that, like, I think Hubie may have won one at North Carolina.
I'd say probably first overall, same team.
Yeah. I don't know. Hubie may have won one at North Carolina when he played there.
Did he? Look that up. I'll have to look that up. I'll look it up.
But, I mean, I hate that it's all number one seeds. I was really hoping to have that kind of mid-major team there, at least, some parity. But this turned out to be non-parity. Kind of the top teams that we said all year that were the top teams end up being your top teams. Look up while you're looking it up. I know you're looking up Hubie. Look up if there's ever been a player win a national title and also coach and win a national title.
Hubie is no.
Yeah.
What was that? What did you want me to look up?
Just look to see if there's ever been a basketball coach that's won a national title as a player and coach. I feel like there's been at least one. It's typing skills.
How about that? It's what I do for a living. Yes, multiple coaches have won national championships as both players and coaches, including Larry Brown, Kim McCauley, and Steve Kerr. But that's NBA.
Boo. I knew Larry Brown had.
College.
Kerr won with the Bulls and then Golden State.
Shire, so he's just talking about him, would become the second ever coach to win a national championship as a player and a coach for his alma mater. Who's the first? Kim Mulkey, she first woman.
Oh.
Championship as both a player and a coach. And Dawn Staley is the only person winning Naismith Award as both player and coach. Women.
I will say
he'd be the first man.
I am not a Ken Mulkey fan. I'm not a Ken Mulkey fan, but I loved her interview after they got beat yesterday. The announcer or the guy doing the report was like, "Are you disappointed in being out in the Elite Eight?" And she said, "Yeah, but I'm in the Elite Eight. How many Final Fours have you been in?" And he was like, "None." And she goes, "All right." She goes, "It's kind of hard to get there, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "All right then." So I mean,
it is hard to get there.
It's who she is as a coach. I'm not a big fan of her way she dresses and her antics on the court, but I thought that was pretty funny because that reporter was just like
stunned.
Yeah, it was good. But
that is good.
Final Four, we got it set. All one seeds. Is this the first time?
Is it?
Nope. Last time was 2008.
2008. Do you have the 4 seeds? There were 4 1 seeds for that.
No, I do not, but I do know it was 2008.
Let's pull that up.
I got it.
I'm curious to see which ones it was. Probably Florida. Maybe.
Probably that was the final. Yeah, because I think that was the Kansas.
Yeah, maybe.
Trying to type her on my mic.
That would have been a 1 seed that year, probably.
All right. Are you ready for this?
Let's hear it.
The Final Four was North Carolina, Kansas, Memphis, and UCLA. And your winner was Kansas. Memphis. They won in overtime against Memphis.
Wow.
Yep. That would have been the Derrick Rose, Brandon Rush era. Yes. North Carolina, that would have been probably Felton, May. And then UCLA, that would have been Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook.
Shoo. What a team.
Yeah.
That's some names right there.
Yeah.
That's some names. Yeah, those 1 seeds were probably loaded, and Derrick Rose was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. If y'all haven't watched his highlight, just go back and watch him in college.
Yes. Got that little tape, that little Band-Aid.
Insane.
Yes.
Insane. Final 4 teams. Like I said, we've already went over these. All 1 seeds here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in my opinion, I wish we had some chaos, but it didn't really happen this year.
Nope, did not happen.
Kind of fail. I don't know if you kept up with the women's bracket, but it's kind of failed the same way.
Yeah, it has.
I mean, it's mostly 1 and 2 seeds
There's
now.
There's one perfect bracket left in all of them, and it's a women's bracket.
Really? That's incredible. Has that ever happened this far in?
I'm not sure. Maybe once or twice. I know there was another one out there that was perfect, but they didn't pick
I know the odds are like 1 in 68 million. I mean, it's like way up there.
There was one perfect bracket in the women's side, and they didn't pick a national champion. So the bracket would no longer be perfect after the national championship.
Ouch. Did someone break in your house there?
I guess so. I don't know what's going on upstairs.
I think someone's breaking in your house. Might need to go up there and check it.
Maybe.
First game on the docket. This is this Saturday, guys. So if you're not doing anything this Saturday evening, so if you go watch some baseball in the morning at the Lebanon Little League field, so you want to settle down in the evening at 6:09 p.m. We have number 1 Florida facing off again against number 1 Auburn.
Yep.
So there will be an SEC school in the national championship. Hess and I both said that there'll probably only be 1 school left when it comes down to the Final Four, but we got 2.
We got 2.
Surprisingly.
Yep.
How you feel about this? Who you leaning towards? I mean, right now, the matchup predictor from ESPN has Auburn with a 57.9% chance to win. I feel like that's kind of high.
I'm leaning that way. Not so much that way, but I am leaning that way because I do think Auburn's defense is going to give Florida some trouble. I think Florida, they're going to run out of gas. I mean, they've been running. Auburn's very good at just slowing it down. If Auburn can play the defense like they played against Michigan State, I think they can win this game. I think it'll be a close game, but I think they win it confidently. But if Walter Clayton comes out and he's hitting some big threes, that's going to pull it closer for Florida. But I'm leaning toward Bruce Pearl and the Auburn Tigers, War Eagle.
War Eagle, leaning with Bruce Pearl. Auburn is a 2.5-point favorite in this as well.
No, Florida's 2.5.
Florida's at 2.5. Sorry, Florida's 2.5. Okay, but the matchup predictor threw me off there.
Yeah, that's just analytics looking at it.
Yeah, that's weird. That's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild how they do that. I looked at that wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bruce Pearl as well. I'd like to see him in the national championship.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the War Eagles there. Hopefully, I'm sure Walter Clayton will have a great game. If they do win, I'm gonna cheer for him, I guess. But give me Auburn.
I just think their defense could be a little bit too much, and I think Bruce Pearl has that coaching experience.
He does.
So Yeah, give me Auburn in this one.
Kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised.
It kills my bracket because I got Florida winning, but just based off what I've been seeing, I just think
bracket's already shot.
Yeah.
Don't matter. Don't matter, man. Next up here, we got Houston and Duke.
Yeah.
Right after them, 8:49 p.m. this Saturday as well on CBS. How you feel about this one?
Good game.
Good game.
Good game.
You think it's going to be tight? You think Duke's finally going to get tested?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Absolutely.
Just the physicality with Houston?
The physicality with Houston. It's going to be a lot in the paint for Duke to handle. This could be the game, though. I mean, we always talk about it. You hear the song. You go back to your old NCAA video games, that One Shining Moment song that plays. This will be the Cooper Flag game. This is the one where he shines. Yeah, and he's going to have to, I think. I think he's really going to have to shine. If Cooper Flag's not the leading scorer here, Houston's going to win this game.
Wow, bold statement there from Hess. I like that, though, because I kind of lean in the same way with that. I think if Cooper doesn't show up and be the guy like he can be, I think that can be a problem, especially with Houston's defense. Houston actually is going to size them very well, too, down low. And Houston holds teams to, I think, what I tell you, 73.4 points a game or something like that. It's like top 5 defense.
And I think
Duke's right there, too.
But I think the Big 12 was a lot more competitive this year than the ACC. And just looking at the bracket, I mean, outside of the Alabama game, the Duke-Baylor, I mean, I know Baylor was in the Big 12, but Baylor was kind of down this year. They were kind of surprising to be there. Arizona, they gave Duke everything they could handle. Houston mopped the floor with Arizona this year. You look at the Houston side of it, on the Houston bracket, I mean, they had to go through a Gonzaga team that was playing really hot and really good. They had to go through a Purdue team that was one of the top teams in the country. And then they had to beat a very elite Tennessee team, and they made Tennessee look like they didn't even belong in the Final Four or the Elite Eight for that matter. And
but let's just be honest. Duke's not going to shoot 3 for 23 to start off the game. More than likely. Duke has shooters. Let's just be honest. But, if they're open for a 3, they're probably going to hit it. Which Houston obviously is going to too.
How much of that was Tennessee just not making baskets, or how much was
Tennessee beat themselves?
Or how much was that Houston's defense?
I feel like the moment was too big.
How much was that Houston's defense?
A lot of it was because they held them. I mean, 10 seconds, and then they still hadn't they couldn't set up their picks because they were getting blown out by the size. And that was a problem because they were settling for deep threes. But what I'm getting at is, too, they had wide open threes, and they just could not hit them. If you give Duke wide open threes, they got guys that can hit it.
Yeah, another thing here, I know the last one I went Bruce Pearl, coaching experience. Well, Kelvin Sampson's been there longer than any of these guys, and he has a coaching experience. But John Shire's been here as a player, so he's going to be able to connect with those guys as a player. Hey, I've been here. I know what this pressure's like. I've been down. I've lost these games. I know how to overcome it. So I feel like the coaching side of it is about even, but I will give a slight edge to Sampson because he's been here for so long. And, hey, this is his first Final Four that I know of. And this Houston team's been on the cusp of this for the last 2 or 3 years. But I'm leaning toward Houston close in this one. But if Cooper Flag, this will be Cooper Flag's game. This has to be Cooper Flag's
I think
game.
Duke has too many weapons. And Shire's obviously proven that he can coach. And, I mean, what they did to Alabama was very impressive. I mean, holding them 65 points. And I think that just if they play just like that, I don't see why Duke don't win this thing.
Yeah.
Just being honest. That pains me to say, but just being real.
Yeah. But I would say, too, there could be we could see Houston shock Duke coming out in his first half just like Tennessee did.
Very well could, but I do not see Duke going that cold. I don't see anybody going that cold, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think that moment is just too big.
Yeah, I like that. Well, we got our Final Four. We've got our national championship. Man, you're both going Auburn, and then we're flipping a coin on Houston and Duke. So if you're an Auburn fan, don't prepare to go to the national championship. Probably going to lose because we both picked you. If you're a Houston Duke fan, you have something to cheer for.
You have something to cheer for. Don't circle them. Don't circle them. We know what happens.
Yep. But we'll see. National championship's going to be fun. That'll be Monday, whatever the date is. So that'll be
April 7th?
Yes.
April 7th.
Yep, April 7th. So a week from today.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We're in April.
Already in April. And speaking of April, you know what else's time it is? Baseball season.
Baseball season.
And your Vols,
Yeah.
what'd they do this weekend?
They swept South Carolina.
Yep.
Pretty sound wins there.
Yep.
I think the last game was like 7-5 or 9-5, something like that. They pulled away.
Yeah.
Looking pretty solid in my opinion. Still hanging on to that 1 seed. I saw the rankings come out this morning. Nothing to complain about there. Vols looking good.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, there's another team that's not much to complain about, and that's my Georgia Bulldogs.
They're looking pretty good.
2 sweeps in a row. Swept Florida, and then they swept Auburn. Had to hit a
walk-off.
a walk-off to sweep them. Went
Bottom
to
of the 10th, right?
Bottom of the 10th, yeah. Went to extras. Walk-off 3-run home run, I think it was what it was. Georgia, my opinion, I think they're number 2, but a lot of people can argue Arkansas, and I understand that completely. Just breaking it down, I mean, since both our teams are in this, Georgia now leads the country, which is crazy because 2 weeks ago they were 4th. Now they're leading the country with 67 home runs on the season. They're ahead of Arkansas with 47. Vols have 46. And then our ETSU Buccaneers, I think they're sitting there at 44 home runs on the season. Georgia has 2 players, 1 and 2, and then it's a boy from Arkansas, and then the shortstop for ETSU is number 4 in the country for home runs. Wow. Question for you. Kind of
hot hitters in the South is all I'm hearing.
Yes, absolutely. Baseball country. Kind of said it myself, but I'll get your opinion on it. Is Georgia and the Vols the best 2 teams in the country right now?
Right now, yes.
Yeah. What about Arkansas? They're sitting there.
They're up there. I mean, I'll put them at 3rd, though. I think Georgia's better at the minute. Yeah. At the current minute, where we're at in the season right now, I think Georgia and Tennessee top 2 teams.
Yeah. Do you know who the Vols got upcoming this weekend?
I don't. Not right off.
I don't know who Georgia's got either. I think it might be Arkansas.
I don't know a weekday schedule.
I'm just more focused on the weekend stuff. And speaking of this, guys, me and Castle did break it down and thought about it because we've had baseball's hard to cover.
It is.
So we're going to kind of focus on our
games.
We're going to focus on our teams,
and not much coverage either, guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
a lot of articles.
Georgia, they play Queen's University of Charlotte tomorrow, and then they play. Well, where's the rest of their schedule? That was stupid. Florida, Auburn, Queen. They play Texas at Texas this weekend.
That'd be fun.
So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. And your Vols, I'll look to see who they've got.
Kentucky, maybe.
But yeah, guys, like I said, we're going to cover focus on our teams and also cover ETSU too because they're close. And we'll throw in Virginia Tech and some
once we start getting closer to Omaha,
we'll break it down.
Start getting more predictions, break it down.
Probably starting next week after the Natty, we'll break it down and go more into baseball. We're going to focus more on the ACC, SEC kind of teams. But far as the Tennessee Vols, they have, golly, how many games have we played?
A lot already.
You got Tennessee Tech tomorrow. Shout out Tennessee Tech. That has got alumni Preston Steele here from Lebanon High School. He'll be playing in this game.
He'll be playing the Vols.
I think he's hitting over 400 so far in the year, so he's doing really well. So that'll be interesting. And the Vols play at home against the biggest disappointment in college baseball this year, Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Yes.
That could be interesting, though.
Could be interesting.
Texas A&M has the talent. I mean, they came in as the 1 seed.
They did. What other news did we have this week?
Some big news here in NASCAR. Denny Hamlin wins Martinsville.
Yeah.
Wasn't too happy about this.
Mr. Martinsville,
he wins it all the time.
He eclipsed 2,500 laps led there in his career. First time he's won there in 10 years, though, so that was kind of shocking. Did really well getting that new sponsor, Progressive. Got to be up front the whole race. Xfinity race was an absolute just disaster. A lot of disrespect for drivers, just playing it like me and you did when we were playing video games. A lot of wrecking. But yeah, Denny dominated that race. Bubba Wallace had a good finish.
Byron got wrecked, didn't he?
It's a pit road issues or something.
Something happened. I think he got wrecked.
It was that pit road issue where he got hung up on that tire. He had that front tire got hung up, and he lost all those spots, and track position just killed him.
I thought he ended up getting wrecked or something there towards about midway.
He may have, late. But yeah.
Elliott top 5 finish though, right?
Chase Elliott. Yep. Fourth. Elliott second.
Second? Oh, I thought he finished 4th.
Nope, he finished second. It was Bubba Wallace finished 3rd. That was your top 3.
Okay.
And that was the first time in Bubba Wallace's career he has back-to-back top 3 finishes. NASCAR's moving moving next week to Darlington, which is one of my favorite weekends in NASCAR. They do throwback paint schemes. Every paint scheme is something from way back when, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s paint schemes.
Just whatever they want to do.
Yep, it's kind of honor. William Byron is doing the throwback to Jeff Gordon's final race, the silver DuPont car with the flames on it.
Nice.
Kyle Larson's doing the Tony the Tiger Kellogg's car to honor Terry Labonte. Just really cool weekend.
5, yep.
Yep. To go into the oldest track in NASCAR, it's still active, so that's pretty cool. Those paint schemes, they all deck out. Even the pit crews will deck out in the retro looking stuff. It's just a really
drives
cool.
20 now. Christian Bale, is that what number he is?
Christopher Bale, yep.
Is he doing a Home Depot?
He's doing a throwback to Matt Kenseth's
car. Oh, wow.
One of those. I can't remember which one it is. There's several. You can go on Twitter and find all of them. They're really cool. The Chase Elliott is my biggest disappointment because he's thrown back to Ken Schrader car, and the green on his car doesn't match.
Kane.
Yeah, that would have been cool too. But it's neat to see some of these guys are going back and honoring their favorite drivers when they grew up watching. They're honoring them, so it's pretty neat. PGA Tour. Minwoo Lee won the Houston Open. Scotty.
Did you mean him, Woo Lee? Because he is him.
Yeah, great.
Shot 20 under.
Yeah, he did very well. Scotty Scheffler finally starting to creep back into it. Finished second in this one.
19. He missed about one stroke there.
Got the Masters.
Excellent round.
Masters this week? Next week?
2 weeks, I think. It might be this weekend. I think it's 2 weeks. I think it's 12, right through there.
I know the concession stand prices are amazing.
That is good prices, guys. If you want to go get a hot dog, it's like $1.50. That's the way it should be.
10th through 13th.
10th. Yep. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Okay.
So
won't have Tiger this year.
Won't have Tiger. Nope.
Won't have Ricky. He won't make it.
Yeah.
Won't matter anyway if he did.
That's true.
Who's your favorite right now? 2 weeks out.
Looking at the Masters, 2 weeks out.
Two-ish weeks out. Who's your favorite?
Getting some of the live golfers in there.
Yeah, you got Koepka. You got DJ and DeChambeau. Yep.
I don't know. I mean, right now, just on the spot, for whatever reason, this name just popped into my head. Russell Henley.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Rory finally gets the Masters.
Rory would be a good one. Another one I mention him seems like every time. Colin Morikawa. I think he could be one there.
Love to see JT get that too.
JT's been playing really well lately.
Yeah.
He just needs to start off a little bit better.
My top two: JT, Rory. That's my top two.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, right now, Russell Henley's running into my head. Who knows? We might see Scotty. Scotty may be like, you know what? I'm going to win my green jacket again. So since he is the guy,
Scotty plays. Let's keep this in mind though. Scotty always plays good in Texas because he's from Texas.
Yeah,
always. And this was the Houston Open. He just played.
Yeah, true. Very true.
He's used to that grass.
He is used to that grass. Softball. Got a little softball here.
Lady Vols. Put it on there. Why not?
Lady Vols upset Oklahoma.
Upsets number 2 seeded Oklahoma,
which is shocking here.
Welcome to the SEC.
Well, what's crazy here is Oklahoma, up until this year, had won more national titles than they had losses over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And now I think they've got 4 losses on the year.
4 or 5.
Yeah, but they did lose a couple. They did lose.
Softball's interesting, man. I love watching it.
Softball is interesting. Tennessee now owns the record for the fastest softball pitch and the fastest pitch.
What was it, 77 or 78?
78.6, and then Ben Joyce has the fastest pitch at 105.5.
Which got some arms there at Tennessee.
To put in perspective for all you baseball players to understand, 78.5.
What's that equivalent to in baseball?
109.9.
It's insane. I watched it live. I didn't realize it was the fastest pitch until they said it. But
they didn't really say much about it live.
I was like, God, that thing was a blur. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was. It was fastest pitch in softball history. No wonder it looked fast.
And to wrap up this episode, I'm glad you put this up here because
I just wanted to talk about this real quick, like 2 minutes.
Very interesting topic. It's been all over social media. If you're a sports fan, you've seen.
I can't even get on X, man. I can't even get on my favorite app.
MLB, the Yankees introduced to the world, I guess you could say, the torpedo bat. One, I told you yesterday, these bats have been around for years. Not many people have used them, but they have been around for years. The Yankees are not the only team. So far, the Twins, the Rays, and there's one more team that has already used them. The Braves ordered some. They should have them tonight for the Dodgers series. The Phillies have ordered 100. They're spreading out.
I don't know which other teams used them.
Maybe the Royals. Might have been the Royals. That was one. But again, not every player is using it. It's only the players who have had trouble getting that barrel around. And all they've done is move the barrel down to where.
I'm going to find that stat that you just said that. Keep going.
But I'll give you a hard time about it here and there, but honestly, I told Krista, I said, if it really going to hit the ball this much, I love the steroid era. I've told you that was the best time for baseball. Home runs, batting averages through the roof. Pitchers went dominating. That's what we all live for, is to go to the baseball game, get a home run. But if you look at the stat.
I got stats. You ready?
Yeah.
So all you people, I don't know if they're listeners, because I haven't got any flack really from our listeners on this. We did have a comment on the post, but I don't think it was anything bad.
No.
Torpedo bats from players that I know that use them. Okay, This is as yesterday, so it might be worse today. Lindor, 0 for 11.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffers, 1 for 8. Volpe, 2 for 12. Jazz, 5 for 12. So the best hitter out of them right now is Jazz Chisholm, which he's hit 2 home runs so far. Or 2 home runs, or 3. He's hit 3 home runs.
3.
So record total for the guys that are using torpedo bats, 8 for 43, averaging to a .186 batting average.
Yes.
So if you're mad about the torpedo bats, I don't think it's really making a difference. I mean,
I think
I've said this to Hess. I know it's the Yankees, so of course everybody's going to hate on them because it's the Yankees, and they're going to be like, if it's any other team other than the Yankees and Dodgers, everybody be raising cane. I disagree. And let me just remind everybody that Nestor Cortez for the Brewers used to play for New York, so they know exactly how he's going to pitch. They know his fastball, his curveball. They know it all.
Yeah.
And they rocked him.
Yeah.
They've watched this guy. They play with this guy for years.
Right.
Okay, they put up 20 runs. The wind was also a huge factor in that game.
Yes. It was blowing right out of Yankees.
It was blowing. And I'm just going to be honest, Brewers were throwing meat.
Yeah.
High fastballs. You cannot throw that to the Yankees.
And the other thing here, I think it wasn't the Brewers manager that said it, but he took a quote from somebody. It was an announcer that said it. I ain't sure, so I'm not going to say it, but I know the Brewers guy repeated it. It's not the wand that does it; it's the magician. And to reference that,
you still have to hit.
The bat doesn't do anything. And like I told you yesterday, Hank Aaron said it best. He didn't care if he was on steroids or not. Back in those days, if you couldn't hit the ball to begin with, you're not going to be able to hit the ball now.
Didn't matter. Exactly.
And the torpedo bat, if it helps the team hit better, then great. It's good for baseball. Let's get some action. Let's get
and just to clarify too, in case y'all don't know, it's 100% legal.
Yes, it is 100%. And just another thing to add to it:
no cheating.
Before every game in MLB, every player has to check in 2 bats because you may break one. So every bat that they use gets checked in before the game to make sure it's legal. It gets inspected 100%.
It's just like the hands with the pitchers.
Yes, just like that. It all happens. It's been happening for years, forever and ever. Every once in a while, they snuck in a couple bats. You've had some bats break, and they found some cork or something in them.
Yeah, loaded or something, sure.
But my thing is, if this makes baseball more exciting, great. But
let's just be honest, Hez. If it wasn't the Yankees or Dodgers, would it be that big of a deal?
Yes, absolutely. I don't think it matters.
You think so? So if Kansas City started it,
yeah, I think everybody would be like, "Oh, Kansas City
and they hit six runs or something." Well, that's the biggest reason why it blew up, because they hit 20 runs.
Yes, but
I'm just saying, if it was Kansas City, if it's Kansas City that hit 20 runs, would it be that big of a deal, or is it just that many Yankee haters?
Well, everybody hates the Yankees,
unless you're a Yankees fan.
But here's the other thing:
I'd hate to be a Yankees fan.
Here's the other thing: it isn't Judge using it. It isn't any of your big players on these teams using it. They're using an actual bat. It's the players who struggle to hit the baseball.
Yankees!
It's the players who struggle to hit the ball. Volpe is terrible on the inside pitch. Jazz Chisholm has been absolutely doo-doo at the plate over the last 6 or 7 months.
Start off hot, and then after that.
It's players who are trying to hit the ball better. If it helps, it helps. But my thing is, this has got so much traction. This is probably the most MLB has been talked about outside of the World Series for years. I love it. Let's get more of it. Let's get more drama, more stuff into it.
I don't think it makes a difference, honestly. By the end of the year, I think everybody's done forgot about the torpedo bats.
I just do want to see one go off the end of that little barrel on the end, though. I want to see somebody hit one off.
It don't happen. That's what I was telling you. It like dies. They have to hit the sweet spot.
I just want to see what happens, though. Like, I want to see how bad it hurts those hands, because I know that little bit of wood would be interesting.
Would be, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's all I had, man.
That's it, man. We're wrapping this one up, guys. We will be back with you. We got we'll be back Sunday night. We'll record Sunday night. We'll go over the final. We'll go over the Final Four, and then we will break down the national championship, and then we'll dive into baseball and roll into football this fall. That'll be season 4 when we start football.
Got to go over some recruiting and spring practice starting. So got that coming up. We'll get into that and give you our predictions for next year's season. Absolutely. All right, buddy. I'm done. That's all I got. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Same here. Y'all have a great week. Be safe. Enjoy that weather. Take care, guys. Thanks.